Your news at 6? Your news at 6 is moments away. Pascagoula police are asking for your help tonight after more than a dozen vehicles were burglarized. Police tell us people in the neighborhood sent in doorbell camera video like the one you're looking at right now. Dr. Conger says the number to watch is not the total number of people with COVID-19, but rather the new number of cases each day. He says that number is indicative of where we are in the battle against the disease. Until that levels off and then drops and stays down, we are still very much at the front of the COVID crisis. Governor Tate Reeves also extending the state's mask mandate and social distancing restrictions through the end of this month. Reeves says he's encouraged by lower numbers of coronavirus cases in recent days. You know, this gives me a really good idea. Next time that Eric has to work from home, hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, we're just going to have a cardboard cutout right here in the Weather Center.
Or I'll just put one up when the weather's quiet. We'll just...
We'll never know. We'll never
You'll
know.
never know.
Today, Governor Tate Reeves announcing new game day restrictions for college football, and our Chancellor Wen joins us now in the newsroom with more details. This is a huge topic because we hear every day about kids online and people catfishing them and the dangers of being online. What does this workshop aim to do in terms of preventing that? Coast residents are already beginning to prepare for the possibility of that severe weather. Self-serve sandbag locations now set up in various locations here across the coast. Now, Eric, I know you guys have been working really hard to track the tropics. We now have a tropical storm as well as a tropical depression. What is our weekend sort of looking like leading into that?
You know, right now the weekend is looking very typical.
The Mississippi Coast Coliseum is busy once again as county supervisors from across the state reconvene for their annual meeting. Even though participant numbers are down, Chet Landry shows us that the focus is still on health and safety. Some patients are learning that new symptoms can pop up even after the virus is out of their system. A report from the CDC shows that as many as a third of patients who had the virus but were not hospitalized are not back to their usual health up to 3 weeks after their diagnosis. More than $7 million is on its way to help renew South Mississippi oysters. Governor Tate Reeves approving that grant today to build an oyster hatchery and research center. One of those schools being North Gulfport Middle School, where a teacher tested positive for COVID-19, prompting the district to quarantine 122 students. Since then, parents have begun going to the school to pick up informational packets to supplement virtual learning. The Ocean Springs School District will be releasing a survey out to students, parents, and staff later this week to assess their concerns about returning to school in the fall. On the weather forecast there with Eric Johnson. Eric, I know there's not much to say because the weather was so nice today and it's going to be so nice for at least the next week.
Yeah, there's really not much change in the forecast.
Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College is making some big changes for the fall semester to keep students and staff safe. The community college will offer new options for learning with what it's calling the Premier Experience. First happening right now in Ocean Springs, people are gathering in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement to encourage unity and healing within the community. A local music teacher is recovering from the coronavirus after receiving a positive diagnosis just 9 days ago. She says she followed CDC guidelines and isn't sure where or how she contracted the virus. Athens plans to hide it, saying it's more fun to leave it locked. I don't know about you guys. I love a good surprise, but when it comes to giant safes on my property and forecasts that could include hurricanes, I kind of like to be informed.
Yeah, just the way we need to know. So
Right.
What is the latest? Looks like the weekend's going to be pretty good leading up to whatever.
The weekend is looking okay.
Madison County Prosecutor Pamela Hancock remains under fire for what she calls a bad joke. Many people on social media, however, have come out opposing the elected officials' comments on riots and coronavirus. But one attorney who's worked against her for years says the post doesn't reflect who she is. CJ LeMaster reports. Developing now, the mayor of Waveland may be looking to develop Coleman Avenue. Mayor Mike Smith took to social media to urge property owners to clean up their lots. 644 new cases of COVID-19 and 33 new deaths reported today across our state. All 6 South Mississippi counties seeing an increase in patients. South Mississippi reporting 121 new cases and 3 new deaths. After a kitchen fire ruined dinner plans for one family, Ocean Springs firefighters and police went above above and beyond the call of duty to help them out. Natalie Bayless was cooking dinner yesterday when something in the oven caught fire. Convenience, accuracy, and efficiency, 3 reasons why Memorial Hospital at Gulfport says its drive-through COVID-19 testing stations are vital to serving the public during this pandemic. Today, Memorial set up a drive-through testing clinic at the D'Aberville Community Center. Organizers say the testing process becomes more streamlined each time they do that mobile testing. With all eyes on the upcoming presidential election, election commissioners here locally are working to make sure everything is in line for voters.